Hey there, welcome back to my channel, Thriving New Mom. Today I'm going to discuss perineal scar tissue post-birth. Did you know 9 out of 10 women are reported to have some sort of tear, laceration, or a cut from an episiotomy after a vaginal birth? 9 out of 10. That's a lot. So many women are affected by perineal scar tissue. When that incision, cut, or tear heals back up, you're gonna have kind of some changes in your tissue, which when it comes together and forms a scar, that bunching of tissue can become really sensitive or even painful. So there are a lot of women out there suffering from painful scar tissue in the vaginal canal or just right on the perineum, depending on where your tear was located. If you can imagine your vagina as a clock, 12 o'clock being your urethra, and right down here at 6 o'clock being your anus. That's kind of the face of the clock, and go around the clock is how they determine where your tear is. So this is 12, looking at the camera here, it would be 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth. So many women get tears right at the 6 o'clock. That is where that tissue is really thin, and so it's more susceptible to tearing. They grade it on a scale of 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 being really bad. And I feel really sorry for women who have a grade 4 tear, and then 1 being the least. So for instance, me personally, I had a grade 2 right down here. And then I also had a very slight, it was either below a grade 1 or a grade 1 tear at the 12 o'clock. I had a very fast delivery. The labor took a while, but then when the baby was descending, he came really quickly, and therefore the tissue does not have time to kind of stretch and get ready for that head to come through. So when you get a suture, either they're episiotomy cutting it and then they're suturing it up, or you tear naturally and they suture it up, that scar tissue is going to become really tight, and in my case, very painful. So if you are experiencing postpartum pain that is not related to any kind of like known health condition that your doctor has told you about, or your doctor has kind of just cleared you and said, no, you're fine, there's nothing wrong, like it's just normal to have pain after birth, I am here to tell you that it is not normal to just live with pain as long as this would go on for. There are things you can do. Now, let's be clear. There is some expected pain after birth. I mean, you literally birthed a human out of your body. There is going to be trauma. The placenta detaches off of the wall. So if this is your uterus, you have your placenta somewhere along your uterus, it literally detaches. And where it was attached, that's a lot of blood vessels, that's a lot of stuff happening. So when it detaches, that's basically like an open wound. When your uterus is shrinking back up, this giant wound is trying to heal. So that's why it is absolutely recommended you do not do any kind of physical activity for the first 6 weeks or until cleared by your doctor. So always get cleared by your doctor first before you start doing any type of strenuous physical activity. Once you have been cleared by your doctor at your postpartum follow-up appointment, which is usually around the 6 to 8 week mark, once you've been cleared and they have assessed you and you've gotten the good to go, everything's looking great, you will still probably be in some sort of discomfort at this point. Hopefully not any kind of like significant discomfort, but some mild discomfort is still expected. You are still healing. But what I'm talking about is like extended discomfort. Like if you are 3, 4, 5 months postpartum, and still dealing with pain, that is not okay. Like it might be normal because you have scar tissue or something, but it doesn't mean that you have to suffer through it. That is the big thing. You can do something about it. So what I did is I contacted my doctor, expressed multiple times I was still having perineal pain. And you know what I got in response? Sorry, that's normal. There's nothing we can do about it. Absolutely not. I contacted my doctor again and asked for a referral to a physical therapist. And I found a physical therapist that was specialized in pelvic floor dysfunction. And the first appointment, when I went to my physical therapist, she was able to diagnose the exact issue I was having. She did like a manual physical exam. And that day, I got an action plan that would help relieve my symptoms. And she told me that absolutely we could fix this and I did not need to continue to suffer. So please, please, please reach out to your physical therapist. Pain postpartum, whether it be normal, is not okay. And we can do something about it. In order to clear up some of the pain and sensitivity that is in that perineal scar tissue, it actually has to be massaged out. Just like scar tissue all over the body, it gets really tight, very sensitive, and then your skin actually can't stretch how it's supposed to stretch because that scar tissue is much firmer than your normal skin and much tighter. So you actually have to massage it out. If you want a more detailed description of how I was told to do this from my physical therapist, I'm going to put that in my blog, and it is down below if you want to click and read about that. I don't pretend to give any medical advice on my channel, even though I am a registered nurse and a NICU nurse, but I will tell you that the massaging is uncomfortable at first, but definitely is worthwhile if you see results and you have a better quality of life. Okay, let's talk about prevention for these vaginal perineal tears. There's not a surefire way to prevent these tears from happening, but there is some evidence supporting ways to decrease the severity of the tears. So there's two big ones. One, doing some perineal massage pre-birth. So towards the end of your pregnancy, doing perineal massage maybe a couple times a week is supposed to help reduce the severity. So they're not seeing a decrease in incidence of tears. So like people are still having tears, but maybe instead of having as many grade 4s or as many grade 3s, they're seeing more like grade 1s and grade 2s. So I will say from experience, because I did this, it is not easy to do. Doing it yourself while pregnant is very difficult because you're supposed to like reach around your belly and get your fingers in your vaginal canal and stretch out that tissue, and it's really just not feasible. So unless you have a partner who's willing to do it for you, I highly suggest just getting a perineal massage wand. It's like a big kind of curved stick, and at the end there is a spoon-like area, and using a little bit of lube. You can do it after bath or something like that, where you're nice and relaxed, can be helpful in preventing more severe tears. Okay, I just wanted to show you the perineal massage wand that I ordered. It's from Frida Mom. That brand has like all sorts of postpartum care things for women. It comes in this like really bougie box. Awkwardly enough, I think that the mirror is there so that you can use it to like see what you're doing, but I never use that. So it's like this curved wand that has kind of a spoon-shaped larger part at the end. So you can see like it's supposed to be designed so you can easily hold it and use it. And then this piece here is the piece you'll use to massage yourself. So again, if you're looking at the clock, this piece would be massaging this area, and you're gonna just like apply some pressure. You don't wanna hurt yourself. So if you're ever in like, ouch, that hurts kind of pain, stop. Like this is not a no pain, no gain type of situation. So you're just gonna apply some soft pressure and then move it around the face of the clock. And that's just gonna like slowly kind of stretch that tissue and get that tissue used to being stretched. You're gonna do it all the way around the clock. Obviously, wash this when you're done using it. Keep it clean and stored in its little baggie. But I would definitely use that closer to your delivery date. Anything you can do to help prevent some of these more significant tearing is definitely worthwhile. Second, for prevention of tearing, is potentially not delivering on your back. So there is a little bit of evidence that supports less perineal tearing or severity of perineal tearing if you deliver on your side or in kind of like a kneeling hands and knees position. This is supposed to reduce some of the pressure down there where the baby is fighting against your tailbone and kind of coming out at a different angle. Because normally when you're delivering, if you're delivering on your back, your tailbone is up against the bed and it can't open up to let the baby's head come out. So the baby's kind of pushed out this way. So that can add some pressure to your perineum. So maybe try advocating for yourself while you're delivering to do it on your side or on your hands and knees, whatever you are most comfortable with. I personally delivered on my side and it was super easy for me to do it in that position. They did try to get me to go on my back, not for any medical reasons. I think it was just the comfort of the nurse. Like, she was more comfortable assessing me in that position. And I said, no. I'm gonna stick on my side, and it worked out just fine. I had a totally normal birth. I did tear, but I kind of expected that. My baby's head was like 99th percentile, and I had a really fast labor. And like I said, that fast labor does not allow the time needed for the perineum to kind of like slowly stretch around the head, maybe prevent some of the excessive tearing. And when the baby just kind of comes quick, that tends to happen. So moral of the story for this video, perineal scar pain, yes, can be normal and is normal post-vaginal birth where you have a tear or a laceration or an episiotomy, but it does not have to be your new norm. Please, if you feel like you have a painful perineal scar, so if you know where you tore and that localized area is painful, please reach out and get a referral to a physical therapist. They can help you work on the massage techniques that I talked about and we'll also talk about more in my blog. And they will also show you some exercises that you can use to kind of bring blood and bring musculature back into that area, which all promotes healing. So please take care of yourself. Again, my channel is Thriving New Mom, and I hope to see you soon.